The highly anticipated Model 3 refresh, Project Highland, is here, at least for most of Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, but not yet in the USA or Canada, but hopefully the US and Canada will get the option to order this new version soon. This vehicle has a refreshed exterior and interior, and so in this video I want to cover a brief overview of the major changes and also share my reaction to these changes. I'm John, and this is Cleanerwatt. First of all, starting with the exterior design changes. When you look at the front of the vehicle, it has changed quite a bit. The headlights are a lot sleeker and at a different angle than before. The basic lines and shapes of the front end are slightly different. And when it comes to the turn signal area, that has apparently been moved up into the main headlight, and it no longer has that separate light down below in that bumper. The side profile looks very similar to before. Of course, you can see the slight changes to the front and the rear there in this image, but when it comes to the rear of the vehicle, there have been more changes made. The rear taillights have been redesigned and have a much cleaner look, in my opinion. In addition, on the back of that trunk, it now says Tesla in place of where the Tesla logo once was. One other big noticeable change to the rear of the vehicle is the rear bumper lower area there, and you can see that it has a redesigned insert and probably a redesigned air diffuser there as well. Tesla also made changes to the wheel choices. So the 18-inch Aero wheels have been replaced by 18-inch Photon wheels, and the new wheel covers feature 7 different spokes with smaller openings versus the old 5-spoke design of the Aero wheels. The 19-inch Sport wheels have been replaced with 19-inch Nova wheels, and the design does make the wheels look a little bigger than before. The newly refreshed Model 3 also features a new front bumper camera, and you can see that in this video clip from Tesla's website, and this vehicle should also be equipped with their new hardware 4 computer. Tesla has also added 2 new paint colors. One is called Ultra Red, and the second is called Stealth Gray. The Ultra Red paint is a little deeper and should slightly change at different angles. And when it comes to the Stealth Gray, that should also be a much deeper color, and you can see that's a little darker than the old color. Now, on the topic of exterior changes, the changes that Tesla made to the exterior were not just for styling, but also for aerodynamic efficiency as well. According to Matt Watson from CarWow, Tesla did not make changes to the motors nor the batteries for this vehicle, but with the improved aerodynamics of the vehicle, the range has increased. Matt mentioned that with this redesign, the coefficient of drag is now 0.219, whereas with the previous design, the coefficient of drag was 0.225. Since the newly refreshed Model 3 is not yet available in North America, I don't have the EPA ratings for this. But we do have the WLTP ratings, so I've built this chart here with kilometers and miles. And then I've also done some estimates for what the range will likely be, the EPA rated range will likely be when we actually get these vehicles in North America. As you can see, improved aerodynamics has made a big difference when it comes to range, both for the 18-inch and 19-inch wheel choices. When it comes to my EPA range estimates, as a reminder, the WLTP test cycle gives a little bit more generous ranges than the EPA cycle. So I've done some basic math, and I believe that when we do get the EPA ratings for the refreshed Model 3, I believe when equipped with 18-inch wheels, the rear-wheel drive version of the refreshed Model 3 could get around 295 miles of EPA rated range, and with the 19-inch wheels, it could be somewhere around 279 miles. I also expect that when equipped with 18-inch wheels, that the long-range all-wheel drive version could get around 360 miles of range, or with 19-inch wheels, somewhere around 329 miles of range. These ranges would be a nice little boost to the current ranges listed on Tesla's website, of course for the pre-refreshed version. Beyond the exterior changes, Tesla made some pretty major interior changes as well. The stalks have been removed from the steering wheel, and the steering wheel now has capacitive touch buttons like the Tesla Model S and X for controls like the turn signal, etc. Thankfully though, the new Model 3 steering wheel does still feature a physical depressible horn button in the middle of the steering wheel. Tesla redesigned the door panels and the front dash of the vehicle, and it now features a customizable ambient lighting strip, and the wood trim has been replaced with fabric. The center console area also got a slight redesign as well. One huge change that I know a lot of people will be excited about is the fact that, in addition to heated seats, the newly refreshed Model 3 now has ventilated front seats. Tesla also updated the front touchscreen with smaller bezels, and Matt from CarWow pointed out that the display is brighter and more responsive. In addition, Tesla added an 8-inch rear touchscreen. Tesla also improved the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity of the vehicle. They improved the sound system, which now features up to 17 speakers, and the rear seats have been improved as well and are supposedly more comfortable. Now, beyond the aesthetic interior changes, Tesla also made some changes to the vehicle, which should supposedly make the cabin a lot quieter. The front, sides, and rear of the vehicle now include acoustic glass, which, as a reminder, the acoustic glass has 2 layers of glass with adhesive in the middle, and with the new acoustic glass, it reduces road noise. Tesla has also apparently made some improvements to the suspension system, which should be smoother now. Now, with that brief overview of the changes, I now want to share my opinion and my reaction to these changes. First of all, when it comes to the exterior, the previous Model 3 version is a good-looking vehicle. However, I do like what they've done to the front of the vehicle, and I believe it looks a lot cleaner now with the redesign. I especially like the way they redesigned the front and rear lights, and the rear air diffuser area does look better as well. In addition, I believe the new wheel choices look quite a bit better as well. When it comes to the interior changes, I'm not really a big fan of the LED light strip, the ambient lighting. Maybe that would grow on me if I had it, but I probably wouldn't use that very much. But the rest of the redesign does look very nice. And overall, I think the interior is a big improvement when it comes to styling. Of course, the ventilated seats are a big plus, and that rear screen is also a huge upgrade. When it comes to my reaction of Tesla removing the stocks and replacing that with capacitance buttons, I personally probably would prefer the stocks, but I'm sure I could get used to the capacitive buttons very quickly. When it comes to the vehicle's aerodynamics and the increased range of the vehicle, the fact that Tesla was able to take a vehicle that was already very aerodynamic and efficient and make it even more aerodynamic, that's really impressive. However, since Tesla did not make powertrain or battery changes, I do expect that the real-world range of the vehicle may not be drastically different than before, but we'll have to see in real-world tests. Overall, I'm a big fan of the design, and I do prefer the new design over the old design. And I'm glad Tesla made this change because it's going to make the Model 3 even more desirable, and it was already a very popular vehicle. But I believe sales will go up quite substantially with this new vehicle. Do let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. And also, I'd like to say once again, thank you to all of those of you who support me through Patreon. Your support makes a big difference and really does help make these videos possible. If you'd like to find out more about how you can support my work through Patreon, I will put a link in the video description. Thank you so much.